Hello, guys, and welcome to a new episode of the Football Show. Today, we're going to talk about Thursday's Premier League games, and also we're going to talk about the sacking of Enzo, or I should say, the departure of Enzo Maresca at Chelsea. Because obviously, I didn't do a video for the last couple of days. The reason I didn't do it because I wanted to celebrate, some a bit of free time with my friends and family. During this New Year, days. And also, by the way, Happy New Year 2026 to everybody. I wish you guys have a great year in 2026. If 2025 wasn't a great year, I hope you have it the next one, a better year and a successful one. Hope or every one of you have that. So yeah. Now let's move on to the the departure of Enzo Maresca at Chelsea. Yeah, I mean, you look at it and yeah, it's like does he deserve to be treated the way he was treated by the owners? No. Yes, Chelsea have had a poor run of form. Yes, they've won 2 games of the last 9, but yes, you could say maybe because they wanted to get rid of him because of he was talking to other clubs, to Juventus and Man City. I'm going to talk about that, but in general, if you see the way Enzo Maresca was acting, even if you would understand it, because first of all, he hasn't been backed by the owners in a transfer window. Like when Cole had that big injury, they needed to bring a centre back, and he even said it before the first game against Crystal Palace, I think, and they didn't give him anyone. They didn't give any centre backs. They needed, and I said it at the start of the season. Chelsea need a new defender to make them better if they want to challenge for the title. But these Chelsea owners, they've made some baffling decisions. I don't think they've made the signings that Enzo Maresca wanted or asked for, like signing Gittins, signing Garnacho. Some of the baffling signings. There were even rumours that Maresca didn't even talk to Garnacho before the signing from Manchester United to Chelsea. Like this sums it up. Like you can feel there was a power struggle at Chelsea, and I think one of my friends in Chelsea, who supports Chelsea, he said to me that the worst thing to happen to Maresca was after winning the Club World Cup. And I was like, what are you talking about? How? And he said to me, well, it's because he would think like, I can achieve more, I can have higher ambitions, I can win the Premier League and win the Champions League. Now give me what I need to do that. But the owners, they don't want this. They want a puppet manager. They want a puppet manager. Like they don't. Same thing happened to Pochettino, to Tuchel first of all, and to Pochettino. Pochettino, when they Chelsea, like they had a very good run end to the season. If I'm not mistaken, they won a couple of games towards the end of that season with Pochettino asked for the owners to give him the funds that he needs in order to fight for the title, and give him the players he wants. In order to for Chelsea to prove and maybe even challenge for the title. But clearly the owners didn't give or agreed what Pochettino wanted, and they parted ways. Same thing with Maresca. I mean, these Chelsea owners, they ran the club to the ground. They've run this club to the ground since they took over in 2022. I mean, this guy Igbali. I mean, that guy is such an egomaniac, man. You can clearly see it. Like, like if you're an owner who in football you have idea about football, then you can have control. But Igbali had no idea about football. He has no footballing history. He didn't have any footballing history before he took over Chelsea. That's the first thing. Second thing, you even hear rumours when obviously the first guy who was in the shortlist to replace Maresca is Laim Rosener, who's managing Strasbourg, and Strasbourg are in the group of Blue Coup with Chelsea, and obviously the guys in charge of that is Igbali, and he's even the president of Strasbourg is going to resign because of the unsettling with Igbali. Like that guy is an egomaniac. Like how dare you, like if you have any footballing like idea, in the past, then you can do whatever you want. You can have control. But what is Iqbali doing is that he's not giving control to the people who are footballing integrity, and like Maresca and Pochettino, and they like, yeah, we know best. We know very well about football. Yeah, we don't care what you say. The manager, they talk about. And this is not like, you're not gonna help the club. You're not helping yourself as an organization if you want to develop the football club. Like Roman Abramovich, yes, he was sacking managers. Yes, he was ruthless, but he was a footballing man. He was able to invest in players, big players, bring in big names and big managers to help Chelsea, and he was able to invest, and invested well in bringing Chelsea to the top. Whereas Iqbali, he's so focused about bringing young players, young players, and give them 8-year, 9-year contracts. And those young players, if they brought in, they'll have a poor first 6 months, and then they will want to loan them or sell them. Like, it's absolute mess at Chelsea in terms of organization and transfers. It's an absolute mess, absolute mess. You could clearly say there's no organization at all at Chelsea in terms of transfers. And I have sympathy for Maresca because, not only he clashed with the owners. Obviously, he said what he said after the Everton game, when he said obviously the worst 48 hours in his time with the club, etc. And you think, like, who's he talking about? Yes, I understand he might threw the owners under the bus publicly, and I said it, I think, at the time, that it always doesn't end well. And now look what happened. Like Maresca left Chelsea on New Year's Day. Like, why Chelsea are a club that is so weird. Why do these kind of things in New Year's Day? Why don't you do it in other day? Why don't you do it, like, let's say after the game against Manchester City, or 2nd of January? You do it on New Year's Day? Absolutely baffling. Absolutely baffling. I mean, absolutely baffling. Like, and you see even the statements from Chelsea, which is PR, by the way, and I'm pretty sure it was written by Iqbali, who let's look at what he said. He said that Maresca lacks mental fortitude and emotional maturity. That he was also talking to the clubs like Juventus and Man City. Like, you criticize the coach, the manager you have, for mental fortitude and emotional maturity. Do you know how mad it is to do this? Like, honestly, like, but this is what Iqbali and the Chelsea owners do. They're like, when the new manager comes in and he does well at the start and he's a rookie, they're like, yeah, he's the best man, we like him, he's a very good coach, we like his work, etc. But when the manager does something that the owners doesn't want him to do, oh, he's the worst manager, he's terrible, he's a terrible individual, terrible human being. Because this is what Iqbal and Chelsea owners do. They throw managers under the bus. They start with their lovely PR relationship. Oh, hi, you're the best coach, yeah. And then towards the end, you are the worst manager ever. You're a disgrace. Like, this is not a proper football club that runs well. This is not a proper football club that runs well. And, it's a club that has been going with a scattergun approach since 2022 in terms of transfers. Absolute scattergun. There's no other way to put it. Signing so many players, giving 8-year, 9-year contracts, signing like 4 or 5 goalkeepers in the same window, signing so many young players. This is the result of poor recruitment from Chelsea since 2022. It's the consequence of poor recruitment. It's the consequence. Simple as that. And Maresca, according to rumors, people were saying that he didn't have control not only in terms of transfers, also he was forced to play by the medical team. He was forced to play players that forced to play players that he didn't want them to play. Like, for example, he was probably forced by the owners to play the likes of Garnacho and Gittins and Estavao because of transfer value and fees, etc., and to justify the signings they made in the summer, which was not Maresca signings like Garnacho and Gittins, right? That's the first. And second, He was also, criticized by I think the medical team for playing Cole Palmer and Reece James too much because they came back from injuries. For the medical team thing, I understand it. However, this forcing to play Garnacho and getting, I mean, what is this? This clearly there is a lack of power. Clearly there's a power struggle at Chelsea. Like you have to play, like if you're a football coach of a team, you want to choose the team that you think is gonna win them the games. You choose the team that you think is the best for the team. And you have people above you saying, "Oh, play this player." I mean, you're like, "What is this?" And it feels like the Chelsea owners who've worked under those owners like Iqbali, like Pochettino, Maresca, etc. They're clearly fed up. Clearly fed up of, having to deal with him. They're like, "No, I'll see you later, bye." That's why they step down instead of. You can clearly see and as my friend said, if you're a rookie, if you want to manage Chelsea and you're a rookie and you start quite well and you have a good start, that will be like, yeah, he's a good manager, he's a prospect, young, fantastic coach that he's able to coach the young players. But as soon as he does well, as soon as he wins a trophy or has a great run into the season, and he asks for the owners to be more ambitious, they'll be like, no, you're a disgrace. That's what you are. Because that's what Chelsea owners do. However, Maresca thing, talking to Juventus and Man City. Listen, if you're a manager for a football club, I think Maresca said it after the Aston Villa game, before the Aston Villa game or before Newcastle, that he was going to be a manager for Chelsea next season because he has a contract under June 2029. So if you have a contract, Maresca, why are you talking to the clubs like Man City and Juventus? And he was talking to Man City, I think, in October. So, again, there's blame in both sides, in my opinion. More on the owners, of course, but also on Maresca's side. If you are happy and you want to work at Chelsea and you have a contract and you think that you're going to be the manager next season and you have a contract until June 2029, then why are you talking to other clubs? It doesn't make sense to me. So, yeah, what next for Chelsea and what next for Maresca? For Chelsea, I mean, you look at the managers' shortlist that they could bring in. Oh my God, it's not a good group of managers. There's not like big name managers like, let's say, Ancelotti, Guardiola, Mourinho. It's managers who are unproven. So a lot of them are young coaches like Areola, who's done a good job at Bournemouth, but still, Rosenier, Fabregas. Like, really? Like, this is what Chelsea are right now? So, I think Chelsea, they're going to have big problems in the upcoming future. Especially with the owners they have, they're going to have big problems. Big problems. Let's talk about also what next for Maresca. Is he going to manage Man City? Is he going to manage Juventus? I think if, obviously, there's some rumours Guardiola might leave the team, might leave Man City at the end of the season. So if he leaves, Maresca takes 5-6 months off, he could take in charge of Man City. Maybe Juventus as well, if they don't qualify for the Champions League. Maybe he could take charge of them as well. So, yeah, I think Maresca is a very good manager. He's done a very good job at Chelsea. He's won 2 trophies, and yes, 2 trophies you could say, oh, it does not matter that much. But still, he improved Chelsea, and he helped Chelsea to actually compete against the big teams. Not only PSG in the Club World Cup, also against Barcelona in the Champions League. So, yeah, I think he's going to be a very good manager still in the future. What will be his next move? Let's see what happens. Let's move on to Thursday's Premier League games. 1-1 draw between Fulham and Crystal Palace. Liverpool, such a boring, no creativity performance against Leeds. 0-0 draw, uninspired performance. Just because they won a couple of games doesn't mean they're back. And this game showcased that. Tottenham drew 0-0 away from home to Brentford. Man City drew 0-0 away from home to Sunderland. That means Arsenal increased their lead to 4 points clear of Manchester City. Sunderland, they gave a very good fight to Man City. Man City had some great chances and they were a bit unlucky in the second half. However, City, it was kind of a missed opportunity for City to win the game because Sunderland have had players missing because of AFCON. But Sunderland, I mean, fantastic. And not only the crowd, there is a reason why they're unbeaten at home. Not only because of the crowd, but the manager is doing a fantastic job. Tactically, it's fantastic. They've got great players like Xhaka, great leader, Mukiele, who kept Erling Haaland quiet. They've got very good defenders like Bollard, Mukiele, very good defenders, very good Onain as well. Had a great game as well. So they're a very good team, Sunderland, and they deserve a lot of credit. And there's a reason where they are right now in the Premier League this season. That's it, guys. Thank you. I wish you have a nice day. See you next time, and goodbye.